Hi, this is Joe. Welcome back to the shop. This week's video is going to be on how to use the Harbor Freight ring roller. I picked one up a couple weeks ago and have been playing around with it. So we're going to show you how to roll 1/4 inch solid rod and 1/8 inch 1 inch wide steel flat bar using the ring roller. The first thing you want to do when you get your ring roller is mount it to a secure location. Clamp it or bolt it to a workbench or some sort of a stand. In my particular case, I have a pedestal stand and I bolted that stand to the floor. When you're trying to use the ring roller and it's not secure, it's going to try to walk all over the floor and you won't get a parallel ring. So make sure that stand is mounted really secure. So when you turn that handle, it will move around. So make sure you do have a secure mounting point. Let's take a look at the components of the ring roller. Off to the left, there is a handle that is used to drive the material through the 3 rollers. There's a tensioner, which allows you to increase or decrease the radius of the material that you're rolling. Turning the tensioner clockwise increases the radius. Turning the tensioner counterclockwise decreases the radius. If you look at, there's 3 rollers. Those rollers are knurled and each of the rollers have a groove cut in it, and that groove is to handle up to a maximum of a 1/4 inch solid rod. On the knurled portion of the rollers, you can roll up to a maximum of an inch wide, 1/8 inch thick steel flat bar. If you look closely at the rollers, the back roller is an idler roller. It is not driven by the handle. The 2 front rollers are driven by the handle, and when you feed the material into the idler roller, it is used to guide the material into the 2 driven rollers by the handle. Notice there's also 3 grease fittings, 1 on each roller. You can, for cleaning purposes, you can pump in new grease, take the gray cover off of the ring roller and clean out any excess or dirty grease. Okay, that's pretty much the components of the ring roller. So let's get in on how to actually use the ring roller now. Let's come around to the front side of the ring roller. You notice on the tensioner I've placed a black felt line. This is to aid me in determining how much of an adjustment to make when I'm increasing or decreasing a radius on the ring roller. So in this particular case, I have to roll an 11-inch ring. So it's basically 11 times pi. Gives us right around 34 and some odd inches. So I'm going to cut a piece of flat bar 35 inches to give me a little bit of extra space. So when I'm rolling at the end, I can cut off the ends. In some cases, they don't completely roll. They stay partially flat. So we're going to roll an 11-inch ring out of the flat bar. And what we're going to do is start out with a fairly loose tension adjustment and then slowly increase. I usually go a half turn, and then as I get closer to the radius that I want, then I'll start moving the tensioner in 1/4 turn increments for fine adjusting of the ring. So let's start rolling our 11-inch ring now. Insert the metal into the idler and into the drive rollers. You just want a little bit of tension for starting out. If you have too much tension, you may run the risk of rolling too tight of a radius. So make sure you just have a tiny amount of tension. We're going to put the material in, a little bit of tension, and in this case we're going to start rolling. If you notice the material coming out of the drive rollers, it's starting to increase a little bit of radius. So what we're going to do now is we're going to increase the tension. We're going to turn the tensioner half of a turn clockwise direction, and then we're going to take the material and we're going to roll again, and just keep on making minor adjustments to the tensioner and rolling the material. Again, you do not want to roll too tight of a radius, otherwise you'll have to straighten out the metal and then pick up where you left off. So as you see, just a half turn. This time we have a slight increase in radius. We're going to go another half turn, and then we're just going to keep on following the same procedure, rolling the material one pass at a time. And as you see, the radius is increasing. So again, we just follow the same procedures over and over until we get very close to, in this particular case, the 11-inch diameter of the steel flat bar that we're trying to roll. Half-inch turns. When I get closer to the final diameter, I will cut that down to a 1/4 of an inch turn, and that way I can again take that into the final measurements. When you're first starting out, going this slow is a good thing, because again, it gives you a good feel for how the ring roller works. After you get a little bit more experience, you can go a little bit tighter on the radius, so you don't have to make so many turns. But again, in this example, I'm going slow and taking it a little at a time to give you an idea of how the ring roller works. As you can see, we're getting pretty close. Because I've cut the length of the steel flat bar to right around 34 and some odd inches, when that metal gets all the way around to where the ends almost touch, then we can start taking some measurements with the tape measure, and we should be pretty close to our final diameter. As we're getting closer now, I'm going to stop the camera and reposition so we can see more of the ring as it's getting near its final diameter. As you can see, the ring is starting to take its final shape. We have a little bit more to go, but at this point I'm going to start making 1/4 inch turn adjustments so I won't overshoot the final diameter of the ring. Notice now we have about 2-3 inches to go before the ends meet up. So we'll do some more adjusting, maybe 1 or 2 more passes through the ring roller. And as you see now, we're pretty close to a complete ring. Let's get the tape measure and do a measurement and see how we're doing on our 11-inch diameter ring. And again, because I added an extra inch to the overall length, there may be some overlap of the material. And in most cases, that's pretty good, because then you can take and trim that those two ends off so that there aren't any straight portions. And this, we're going to make probably one more turn in the ring roller. I have to separate the material to get it to feed into the ring roller, and then when I'm done, I may have to separate the ring a bit to pull it out of the ring roller. And now we're taking a measurement, and looks like we're right about 11 inches on the ring. That's pretty much what it takes to use the Harbor Freight ring roller. It's pretty easy, just a few, practice on some scrap material before you do your actual rolls. But it's really easy to use. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching, and check back for more future videos. Thanks a lot.